Ingrid with Creatively Inspired, and I am coming live to you today for an exclusive um, junk journal class. Now, the video is free to watch, but if you wanted to take part in the class, there was a fee on that, just because I'm giving product and I wanted to make sure that my class participants had what it was that they needed. But you can go ahead and work with any products that you might have at home. So again, this is a junk journal class, and I'm just going to see if I can, get you just a little bit closer so that you can see what we will be working on today. All right. So if you are watching the live, you can go ahead and comment. I have my chats up and running so I can immediately interact with you. If you are watching the replay, you can still go ahead and comment, and YouTube sends me the notification that you are here and that you've commented. So again, thank you so much for joining me. And this is going to be a part one of this junk journal class. This is for beginners. So I am not making a journal from scratch. I am using an already bounded notebook, and it is blank in the inside. And this is just to get you started and give you some ideas. So we're going to start off with the blank one, but I do want to show you some of the ones that I started, some of the ones that I was experimenting on, and I'm going to show you the one that I was working on in my class today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can do your front cover using this blank one right here. But then I'm going to take you on a tour on the one that I was working on during our class today and then show you some different types of techniques. Okay, so again, we're going to start with a blank journal. It is already bounded and the sheets inside are blank and the pages are sewn in. Okay, now one of the things that I struggled with, and I'm not gonna lie, was why a junk journal? What am I using this for? The wonderful thing about a junk journal is that you have the choice of what you want to use it for. Now, I've seen different people go ahead and use it for quotes or as a daily journal, positive things that are happening. You can put pictures, or you can use it just to collect little trinkets and stuff for different events that happen in your life. So this is the first junk journal that I did. And again, I used a variety of pieces, products from Stampin' Up. And then there are some products that are not Stampin' Up, and I have purchased them from Amazon. Even the Dollar Tree has a lot of things, or die cuts that I have, punches that I have from Stampin' Up. I try to use most of my materials from Stampin' Up. So in this junk journal, I decorated my front cover. This designer series paper is from Stampin' Up. So is my ribbon. It is Lost Lagoon. This paper right here is from the Perennial Postage. These gems are from Stampin' Up. The butterfly is from Stampin' Up. And then I just used my blending brushes to go ahead and add some color to the butterfly. Now this doily right here, that's from the Dollar Tree. They come in a variety of sizes. This is the smallest one, and then of course they have bigger ones. For me, I didn't see the use in using a big one in my journal. But on this first page, I do have a vellum envelope. I have a little tag guy that goes in and out. I used one of my stamp sets to go ahead and add a little punch using the modern oval punch. Here we have the decorative circle, and I use the Perennial Lavender stamp set to go ahead and stamp these little lavender flowers and buds and stuff. Super cute, along with the little butterfly. This, I basically got an envelope. I tucked the flap in and I used this piece of designer series paper to cover that flap. But the envelope gives me a little flip part. And then in here, this is just a one piece card base. I went ahead and used the hexagon hellos to put this hello, and it is using the heat emboss, and I used a white powder. I have the ribbon, and then I just stamped some more lavender on the bottom. Now this is like a little peekaboo card, and then what I can always do is put a picture on the back, or even write a quote. Junk journaling is whatever it is that you feel. This is completely your own. The wonderful thing about junk journaling is that there is no right and there is no wrong, which I absolutely love. This is a little tag. Now this tab right here is retired. I just still happen to have mine. I covered the front of my envelope with some designer series paper. I can always go ahead, put a picture in here. And then this was another page that I had started, and then this is just a little baggie, and then you can stick some things inside here, memorabilia, and then just some washi tape. Okay, so this was just kind of like a mock, trying to get some stuff started. So I'm going to show you the one that we did today in class, and I'm going to go ahead and decorate the front cover of the blank one for you, and then I'm going to show you what else you can add to your junk journal. So this is the junk journal that I was working on today. Again, I went ahead and kind of followed the same pattern, except I went with a different color palette this time. So I have here this designer series paper. It's from the Perennial Postage suite. And this ribbon just happened to coordinate, and this is where I'm just using some retired ribbon. A junk journal is just that. It is junk that you have lying around in your house. Whether it's a grocery bag that you can crumble and stamp on, those paper lunch bags, envelopes that come in your mail with the little windows and stuff. So it's just taking that and repurposing it into a journal. This comes with that same butterfly pack that I used in that other one. Again, this is a doily. I just added some Lost Lagoon on the side with some daubers. This paper right here, again, is from the Perennial Postage. And then this is some washi tape that I purchased on Amazon, and it just so happened that it went good, and so did the colors. The colors matched very well with what I was working on. This time around, I added some dangles to my journal. And this ribbon, again, it is retired. It is from Stampin' Up. But this is an older color called Lucky Limeade. And I thought it just added a different type of greenery texture. And then these butterflies, I happened to purchase them at Dollar Tree. So I just knotted them, and there are just little dangles. All right. So what I did differently from this journal right here is that I took the ribbon all the way around, right? Well, for this one, since I didn't do a bow, I stopped the ribbon halfway, and then I just threw this paper so that you wouldn't see it, okay? And then I used this paper, I used some tear and tape, made a little pocket, and then I have this right here. I stamped from, what's it called? Thoughtful Expressions. And let me see where I have that one. So this Thoughtful Expressions, and I used this stamp set right here to create that hummingbird. Eventually I'm gonna go ahead and color it in. So this just goes in here to my pocket. And then Enjoy Your Day, I did stamp this in Pretty Peacock because it's the color that matches this paper right here. And then this die cut comes from Everyday Details, the bundle. So that's part of the dies. And I went ahead, I started on my next page. Now my pages are blank in the inside, which is great. Since this was my experimental one, and this is a lined one. And I think I would utilize this more if I'm going to use my journal to actually document maybe like daily stuff or write quotes, since it has lines, although I can do the same with the blank junk journal and add lines paper or note paper, however it is that I want inside. So then on my first page, I went using scraps. So you see how I tore this from this part? I actually used this torn piece over here on this side of my junk journal. Okay, so again, this is all from the Perennial Lavender Sweetness paper. I'm trying to keep it consistent, and then you can always kind of gradually go into another paper and then come back, however it is that you want to do it. Remember, junk journaling is all about you. There is no right or wrong. I created this little pocket from an envelope, and then I just stuck this guy in here so that I would remember to put something here. So this pocket is just not completely finished just yet. But again, I used a vellum piece of paper here to create that tag. These papers, I had cut it for, I think, one of the pieces in here. Something like that. And I'm using all my leftover parts. This piece right here is using a die cut. Now, one of my friends that attended my class today brought these for us, and she used grocery bags, and she ran the grocery bags through the die cut. This die cut, I believe, is retired, and I believe it's Tasteful Touches. And then this flower is from that same stamp set that this hummingbird is from. And then on my next page, now I did make a little boo-boo, and that is perfectly fine. I realized it later, but I'll probably just add some washi tape there just to cover up my boo-boo. But for this, I'm going to show you how I made this little guy. But again, just using some more designer series paper. I've added some other paper that I have. And then this guy opens up just like this. And it's a little bag, but it does fold up as well, so you don't need to worry about it. But it can hold a picture inside, or maybe some movie tickets, anything that you want to put in there. It's just a little 3D pop-up bag. And I did put some paper on the bottom just because I didn't want it just to be the bottom of the paper bag. And I'll show you how I did this. It was really cute. And I got the top part of the bag that I wasn't using, and I cut it open, and I used it as a little mechanism to create this little flap. And I have some tags in here that I still need to decorate. And then this tag right here, of course, I can put a picture, I can put some words, but I like this little flappy dude that just opens up. And as well, I can put some pictures in here and use this as a journaling for whatever it was that day. I can put a number 1 and number 2. My friend also cut these little butterflies for us, and this is just using old books that you take apart. You can get old books, books that are falling apart in your home, or Goodwill, a thrift shop. Even Dollar Tree has books that you can pick up, tear it apart, and you get those words on that page. This paper right here is from the Notes of Nature Sweet. Let me get that for you. It's Nature Sweetness. That's the designer series paper, so it just happens to blend in perfect with this one. So I've got some ribbon sticking out from here, ribbon sticking out from the top, and this is a combination of using retired ribbon and brand new ribbon, because this one here, the Lost Lagoon, is current. So just using up any supplies that you have. These ribbons right here are retired as well, but we tend to hoard them. So this gives you something to go ahead and use them for. So I love this little guy right here. And you can, depending on how big you want it, you can use one of those brown paper lunch bags or these little treat bags that I was able to find. So I'm going to decorate this journal right here, just so that I can show you how I did that. And then we are going to continue doing some pages in my current book, just because you start designing your own pages. So you get to choose the part of the paper that you want to work with. I would never want to tell you this is how you have to do your junk journal. This is completely up to you. I just want to show you the different things that you can do with this, little pockets and pullouts and tags and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and decorate this one. And I do have, let's see, where is my paper? So because I've crafted with this paper, I'm basically just using whatever scraps I have left. Okay, so again, there is no wrong or right in this. It's just using what you have and putting it together. All right, so I am thinking of making this one just a little bit different. So I'm just kind of trying to see what color I want to use. And I am thinking maybe I should do some gingham, and then we can try to incorporate these papers or these areas that I already have. Now this journal measures 5.5, I think it was by 8. So yeah, it measures about 5.5 by 8.25. 5.5 by 8.25. So it also depends on you. If you want that paper to take the whole front of the journal, half of the journal, a quarter of the journal, again, it is completely up to you. There is no right or wrong in junk journaling. So I'm going to cut my paper down, and I'm going to move my score thing. And I am going to do 3.5, and I'm going to tear just a little bit of it. I'm going to set that aside, and then it's by 8.25. So I just want to leave a little bit from the top. So I'm going to do 8 1/8. And I'm not going to toss this because I can always use this piece later on in one of my pages, whether it's this side or this side. All right. And I find it that with junk journals, until we fully position our papers, I like to use the liquid glue. To me, it just works best. And I'm just going to find a smaller piece of the doily that I want to use. And I'm going to show you how to cut this doily. These doilies are very, very thin. So it's not like you can just run your blade through it. So I'm going to show you the trick that I found. So I go ahead right here and I just try to center it. And before I put it down, I'm going to run my blade, and yes, it's going to punch through part of my doily, because this will give me a more precise cut going this way. And then see, it starts to crinkle up the paper just a little bit because it is very, very thin. So those paper fibers kind of start to dull the blade a little bit, but that's okay. That is what gives our junk journal some character. I can always get my scissors and just trim off those pieces that were not exact if you want to, because remember, it does not have to be perfect. And then I'm going to show you, so this one I'm going to use the whole entire doily piece on here, but in the junk journal that I was working with today, I pretty much just used 1/4 of it, and then I added some color here, which I'm going to do to this one as well. And I'm thinking of maybe hiding it behind here, and it's just a little peek through. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get, let's see, where are my little sponge daubers? So this is the one that I was using with Lagoon. And then I'm going to get my other sponge dauber. And we are going to use, I'm thinking some Highland Heather. So I'm going to put this piece aside. Just going to get my ink pad, put it there. And these daubers, you just put your finger through, you dab it, and then just add it to the edge. The more you go over it, the more color you will get. And I am just going to, I know I have a scratch piece of paper, and I'm just going to use this, and it just makes it maybe a little bit easier to add some color to the side of my doily. Maybe not. I think I'm going to get more color if I hold it. I was just trying not to get my fingers too dirty in the process, but that's okay. All right, so we gave it some color there. I'm gonna put this aside. Whoops. All right, so we're gonna bring this back, and I'm just gonna kind of here where it is that I want my doily. And I'm going to put some glue. Now I can glue some of these pieces down, or I can just leave it where it kind of flaps a little bit. And I'm going to take it almost to the edge, and see, the liquid glue allows me to move it a little bit better into place than if I was using the tape runner. And then I am going to use some glue on this side. Now you don't need to soak it or anything, but just make sure that you get around the edge so that your paper doesn't lift up, and then you can just kind of squiggle in the middle there. And then I did it so that it leaves a little edge on the side and up on the top. And then I just press down. And I'm gonna make sure my thing stays standing. And I can use some of these extra pieces that I have lying around. And I can, this paper right here is the Nature Sweetness, so that I can always incorporate a variety of paper. And I am thinking, let me see. There's just so much that you can do. Just wondering, because we can always use these negative pieces as well, but I'm thinking maybe just a piece right here and kind of tear it. Now when I tear, I'm tearing towards me so that I leave that white part at the end. And then you don't have to throw this piece away. You can always use it later on somehow or another in your journal. And I'm looking to see what ribbon it is that I want. I'm truly not liking this choice right here of that purple. I'm just not sure it's the color that I want to use, but it's kind of stuck on there unless and I could tear it off, but it might just ruin my journal there. So I'm going to see if by adding some of Lost Lagoon might change my mind. What's the worst that can happen, right? We don't like it and we just do something else with it. Well, we'll see how it looks like. If not, I have another journal that we can use, and then I'll just do surgery on this one later. Junk journal surgery. let's see, so this one might not be so bad, maybe just using this little piece right here. It kind of might go a little bit with it. I am just not feeling this doily piece right now. All right, I'm gonna get another journal and I will work on surgery on that later. All right, thankfully I have some extras. So we're gonna start over again. And we did 3, well, that was actually a little bit more, but that's okay. 3 and 8 and 1/8. We don't have to stress it out, right? Okay. So we're not going to add color to it. I just did not like the way that it looked. So we're just going to leave it white. Now we're just going to put some glue here on these guys. And again, if you are watching, just let me know that you are here, because I can immediately interact with you. And then this piece is just gonna go like this. Looks so much better without the color, and then it just gives me more of an opportunity to not just be stuck with a specific color of ribbon. So make sure you get it on those edges. And then, like I said, I like using the liquid glue because it just gives you like those few seconds of repositioning your paper if you need to. All right. And I did like the idea of using this piece right here. Just like that. And we can just ankle it a little bit. Just like this. Perfect. And then we just position it here towards the bottom. And just hold for a few seconds before you lift up. All right. Now I'm going to use one of those butterflies, and this is part of a laser cut pack that is available in the mini catalog. And I'm just trying to change the butterflies that I use here. And we will go ahead and add some color to that. So I'm gonna bring my scratch piece of paper here. Let's put that away so that we don't. All right, so Lost Lagoon right over here. And we can just go just a little. Make sure those antennas great. So we're going to put this one away. And I'm going to use Highland Heather, because that's the color of this dauber that I was using earlier. And we're just going to go in the middle now of the butterfly. just like that. And then I added some curvature to my wings. And what I do is I just get my bone folder and I just kind of pull, you know how like when you do gift wrapping, you pull the ribbon and it kind of curls? That's exactly what I do. And then I kind of just bend it a little bit and I can put my butterfly down. And I like to use my glue dots for that. And I'm going to put one here around the body. And then I can put one on one of the wings, just to make sure that it stays. And we're gonna put this guy just right here. And then I've got those parts of the wings glue dotted, just like that. It looks great. All right, now I'm going to add my ribbon. And I need my glue dots for my ribbon. I'm putting this away and I'm not realizing what I'm doing. All right, so what I do is, for the first journal that I made, I took it all the way around and I did a bow. But I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the second journal that I was working today. So what I do is I just get a glue dot and I put the glue dot on my ribbon. I come back this way just to make sure how I want my ribbon, and then I just press it in the inside and I stretch it because I want to make sure that I have it pretty tight, and I come around this way, I cut my ribbon, and I just get another glue dot and I press it down, and now I've got that ribbon in place. And if I wanted to, which I do, I put another glue dot somewhere in the middle right here. So I just get my take your pick tool and I lift, I set my glue dot, and then that just helps hold my ribbon into place and it's not going back and forth. All right. So, and I can go ahead and I want to use, let me see. So I have some washi tape. It is not Stampin' Up. It is from Amazon that I did purchase. And I'm looking just to see what is going to match the colors that I have there. And I'm thinking this has some like light purple. And I'm just going to use a piece of this going this way, and it's just to add to my thing. And because I went diagonal on there, I'm gonna cut my washi tape in diagonal as well. And I can add however much washi tape I want. So I'm going to add just another, whoopsie daisies, just another little layer right here, and I can overlap it, and it doesn't have to be all the way. And then that one I just ripped. And it just adds a vintage look to it. So that will be my front cover. Later on, I can punch out some letters and I can put my name, or I can give it a title. But because I'm not sure what I'll use this journal now for, I'm going to leave it blank. And I'm not going to give it a title. I will add to it just later. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I did my little dangles, and then that way we will go ahead. I'll do that strip in the inside, and then we'll go into the pages of the other one that I just started. So for this, I did use some retired ribbon, and I was unsuccessful in getting it through that little tiny hole. So I just put it in through one of the wings, and it all worked out perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is, so that they are each individually hanging, I'm going to string it on an individual string. Well, not individual, but yeah, each one individual. It's just going to be part of the whole thing. So here is what I did. I went to the middle of my journal where the sewn pieces are, and I'm holding my butterfly to where I believe I want it to hang. And I just went through my journal 2 times. Was it like that? I think I might be going, yeah. So I went through it like this 2 times. And then what I did was I cut a long enough piece so that I can go ahead and put that other butterfly in, but I'm going to tie a knot up here at the top so that my butterflies dangle from the same part. And it's not too tight because as I add it to my journal, I do want some kind of leeway as far as like the binding of it, because the journal is going to grow. So I've got this butterfly dangling from here, and then this other string right here. That is where I'm going to put this butterfly through. Just like this. And I'm not going to leave these things hanging out. I am going to cut them off, so I'll show you how I did that. All right, so once I have my butterfly knotted, I just come here and I make that a little bit shorter. If you want to leave the ribbon, by all means, go ahead and leave it. Remember, this is your journal, so there is no wrong or right. And now my journal has these little dangly butterflies. Now for the inside piece, again, just using scraps and stuff, depending on how it is that you want your journal. So I can put this piece, which is the part that I tore off from the first one that I did, and I like it because of the way that the butterfly is over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And again, you are using all the scraps. Whoops, that's a little bit too much glue up there. All the pieces that you have. It just so happens that my rip on this one and the position of the butterfly is going just perfect. So I'm going to move my journal sideways like this. Now you don't need to take it all the way to the edge, and I'm going to tell you why you don't want to take it all the way to the edge. If you take the designer series paper all the way to the edge, when you close your book, it's going to form a crease on your paper. And then of course, once you glue down your paper, you know, you can take it off, but then you're going to have to cover it with something because you're going to tear the fibers of that paper, of the cover paper. So there I have it, and I've covered up where my ribbon is. And here, if I want to, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and do, I can create a pocket. And it just so happens that I have the circle punches that Stampin' Up used to have. They don't have them anymore, but if you have a circle punch, you can go ahead, you put it halfway through. Whoops, and it spit at me. So this part you can use later. And then we're gonna create a little pocket because I wanted to show you how I did that. So with that said, I am going to use some tear and tape, and I have my roll of tear and tape, and I'm just going to put it as close to the edge as possible. I'm gonna do that side, this side over here. Perfect. And then this side. Great. So I have my tear and tape on, and then I'm just going to go ahead, lift these up, take them out, and I'm going to get the inside right here, and I'm just going to paste it on there. And now I have a little pocket that I can stick a tag in. So I have some, let's see, where did my tags go? I had a whole bunch of, they're here. I just don't know exactly where I put them. But I had a whole envelope of tags. Oh boy. Right here. I knew they were here somewhere. So I pretty much pre-cut these tags, and these are the tailor-made tags. These are a little bit on the smaller end, but I can still have them sticking out. I don't need to push them all the way through. And with these, I can stamp them, I can put stickers on them, and I can add ribbon to them as well. But I'm going to make a bigger tag because I kind of want my ribbon to pop out from the top. So I'm going to show you how I made that for my other book. I'm going to get the sheets of paper that I was using before. So I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm just going to measure it here to see how big it is that I want it. And remember, I've got tear and tape on the bottom, so if I bring it up to 6 and I add some ribbon, or even 5.5, I can make that ribbon go through the top of my thing. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do 5.5. And I'm going to do 5.5 by probably 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 by 5.5. So I'm gonna bring up this guy. So 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to take, whoops, one of my bigger punches. Now this is the 1-inch circle punch. Bring this guy back here. All right. And I am going to use, let's see, some scrap paper to do my little punches. So what I do is I just go ahead and I punch. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to use half for the front, half for the back, but not before I put my ribbon. So I'm going to use some retired fresh freesia. I'm going to use some soft succulent as well. And I'm going to use some of that Lost Lagoon because it all works out together. So I'm just going to cut, and I can leave some longer, shorter, however it is that I want to make my journal. We're going to make my tag, we're going to make this one a little bit shorter than all the other ones. I'm going to move these ribbons away, and this is just, you know, using your product. And I have a little mini stapler here. Oh, craft-a-lanch. All my stuff fell. I will pick it up now. So I'm going to add some glue here. I'm going to put this towards the top of my tag. Now while that dries, I'm going to do a little pickup over here because everything fell from my tray of stuff that I had. It was not secure, so it is my fault. It was totally not secured anywhere. And now I have stuff just all along. If you all just give me a minute while I organize this really quick, because we're going to be using these supplies here. And just everything fell. Everything, guys. All right. Oh boy. I've got glues everywhere. Punches everywhere. We're gonna put this a little bit better. Oh boy. This is funny. And it all started because a punch just kind of like popped open and just made the box move. All right. I think I got everything. No, not everything. All right, I think I got everything now. All right, so let's get back to our tag. So I put that piece there, and then I'm going to put this one on the other side, and I'm just measuring it pretty much by eye, but because it's such a little piece, and I'm using glue, I know that it's just easier to put it together, so not a problem. Now I can go ahead and make this a little tag here. And I'm gonna use this on this side to make this a tag right over here. Now, is it going to come out perfect? No. But we've got our little tag. And then I'm going to put this guy and then this guy like this. So it's my ribbons. And I am going to actually fold it just a little bit. And I'm going to get my stapler. And I'm just going to staple once, staple twice, and now I have a little tag, and then we can tuck this in, and then my little ribbons stick up from the top. Perfect. And we can go ahead and decorate this tag. So let's go ahead and decorate the tag. I'm thinking I may want some of this paper, or maybe, just maybe, nah, I'm still not convinced. But I may like this, and then we can add a picture to it. And I'm just gonna snip right here so that I know on my paper cutter where I'm going to cut that. I'll put this through here, and here is where I made my cut. Perfect. And we're just gonna size it again right here. Excellent. So we're gonna add something to this tag. See, with the liquid glue, I'm able to kind of just position it a little bit better. And I'm going to get my bone folder, and I'm just going to make sure that it is completely flat, so that just using the bone folder. Perfect. And then this little tag guy can go right here, just like that. So for this one, we've done the front, our little guys that are going to hang, and then we decorated that front cover, and we went ahead, we made a tag. So I'm going to put this journal aside, and I'm going to bring back the one that I was working on earlier today. And we will go ahead and do some pages, and I will go ahead and do some more of these cute techniques. But I wanted to continue working on my journal. So we are going to, I'm thinking I like this paper right here. Or maybe even this one. I love those butterflies. And I can kind of add it to the whole thing if I wanted to. Remember, I said our book is 5 by 8 1/4. Is it 5 or 5 1/2? Whoops, let's see, where did I put my ruler guy? Just saw it. 5 1/2. So I'm going to do 5 1/4. And I want this bottom piece. So I'm going to make sure that I do 8 1/8 from this part right here. And it will take up my full page. Now you can pick how you want your journal to be. Remember that. See, this one has a little bit more. So this one I'm going to take up the whole page. Just leaving a little bit on the edges, because remember I told you we don't want to get too close to the inside binding, because then our paper will crease up. So I'm just going to paste that there, just like that. And now it's taken up a whole spread, which is great. And I am going to stick this piece right here, and I'm going to add some of that Lost Lagoon ribbon. Let's see, where did I put my Lost Lagoon ribbon? I have lost it. Oops. Just trying to put ribbons away. Let's see, where did I put Lost Lagoon ribbon? I had it here. I don't think it was one of the things that fell. I found it. I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to cut it with my scissors. I'm going to cut this side first. And I don't need a lot. Because what I'll do is I am going to staple this onto my little tag, and I can put it on the inside or on the outside. I'm going to put it on the inside, just like that. And I'm just going to see from my stamp sets. What things I want. I think I'm going to do Thanks for Making Me Smile from our Notes of Nature stamp set. And I'm going to add this. Thanks for Making Me Smile. And we're going to do some of this. And possibly a little flower. And I'll show you how we'll work in these colors onto this little tag guy that I've got going on here. And let's see. All right. So let me get some blocks here. And I'm going to use some Crumb Cake for this guy. Probably some Pecan Pie. I want my flower maybe in a berry burst. And then I'm thinking Pretty Peacock. So I like this combination of colors. So we are going to do this guy first in Pecan Pie. And what I'm going to do is use my paper and I am going to ink up. I'm going to stamp off one time and then I'm going to stamp again, and it's just going to give me a lighter look to it. So stamp off once, and I can come off of the tag a little bit if I want to, so it gives it that look right there. And let's see, where is my stamp cleaner? No, I had it right here. It starts to get a little bit messy as you start piling on different papers and whatnot. Now we're going to do some of these little splotchy marks, and we're going to do that in Crumb Cake. And we're just going to put them around, let's see, one more on this side right here. I want to leave room for our sentiment. We're gonna put our little splatters guy. I'm going to do my sentiment, and I had said my sentiment in Pretty Peacock, which is one of the colors that matches that Perennial Postage. Thanks for making me smile. Perfect. And then we're going to do our little star in Berry Burst. I mean, flower, not star. And we're going to go full on right here on the corner. Perfect. Just like that. Okay, so we can put this paper aside, and we're going to use some glue, and I'm going to glue this on. Now you are more than welcome to use dimensionals if you want. The only thing with using dimensionals is that as you start layering the pages with your tags and envelopes and ribbon, and just like the envelopes for the little flappy dudes and stuff, your journal starts to get thick. So if you use dimensionals a lot, your journal is going to get thicker. Again, it's completely up to you how you want, because it is your journal, it is your art, your creativity, but then your journal won't close very well, although I know people who go ahead and do like a ribbon, because look how it starts to get thick. And this is only front cover, inside, 2 pages that have been fully done. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then I'm thinking, because I want the same motif type of thing, but may use this right here in the corner. And I think I'm gonna do another one of these little pocket dudes to show you how I did that, and then I'll do this on the next page. So let me get, ooh, and it might be cute going this way. I just need to take that butterfly off because it's kind of, well, the butterflies are upside down anyways. It's fine. I will just put it just like this. Maybe when I put a picture in it, it'll cover it. And not a big deal. So the butterfly is flying upside down. Alright, so this guy is going to go here. And this is what I mean about using every piece of paper that you have. So this was just a piece from this part over here that I had cut off. And I'm going to use it on my next spread of peach. So it's using each and every little bit. Like I can even use this later on. I can use this piece later on. If I wanted to just put it on the side, it adds a little touch. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do that paper bag. So I bought these little tiny paper bags. And they are from like the cookie baking section, is where I got them from. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut as close to this part of the bag that you can. And I only left a little bit so that I could leave, so that I had enough to put a little tag. So I'm going to cut. Perfect. Don't throw this piece away. I'm going to show you what I did with this piece too. We are using everything. All right. So this guy right here, and I did make sure that I folded it this way and stuff like that. It is going to open up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a piece of designer series paper in the inside, just to make it nice and pretty. So I'm going to continue this pattern, probably do this side. And I will tell you the measurements. So it's about I think I went 2 3/4 by 3 1/4 because it's 3 1/2. So again, 2 by 3 1/2, and I'm just going to cut off about 1/8. So 2, and I'm going to see how big this piece of paper is. Yep, I'm going to have enough. So I'm going to do a little bit less than 2, 1/8, then 2, 3 1/2. I'm going to do 1/8, less than that. And let's get my little piece over here and just make sure that it fits. Yep, so you see it'll fit. Now what I'm going to do is just put some glue on it. And I saw somebody else do this, another junk journaler. I don't remember her name, but I was watching her for a long time. And I saw her do this, and I was like, how cool is that? So I'm just using my bone folder kind of to press that in there. All right. And then I'm going to put this like this with my little tab on top. And I want my bag to open. Let's see, how did I do this? Yeah, I want my bag to open like this. So I'm going to put this side down, and I'm going to put it for I'm going to use some liquid glue. I do want a lot of glue on this because it is thick. And I am going to put it right here. I don't want it too high because I want to make sure I leave room for my little tab that's going to help me open this baggie. So I'm just pressing it there. Alright. And let's see, I'm going to use some of this side. Yep. I'm going to use some of this side just to put it on here. Let's see, let's measure. So this is about 2.5 by 3.5. So 2.5 by 3.5. So 3.5, we're gonna do a little bit less. 2.5, we're gonna do 1/8 less. Perfect. Again, don't throw these pieces away. And I'm going to paste this on my baggie. And that's just so that your baggie, you know, looks prettier. There we go. And then I have a box of some goodies that I just kind of pre-die cut over here. I think I'm gonna use this tabby guy. And then maybe one of these decorative circles, maybe, or maybe just one of these guys. Let's see, or maybe I'll cut a hexagon punch. Let's see. Here is my hexagon. And let's see if I punch what it will look like. Oh, I like that. And I'm going to get the stamp set that goes with that because I can use this guy to decorate around. Yep. And we're going to use Lost Lagoon because we've got a lot of purple going on. And I'm just going to stamp this on. And it creates a pretty border around. And again, that's from Heartfelt Hexagon with the hexagon punch that coordinates. And I'll decide later on some words or a title that I want to put on there, since I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to use this journal for. But we're going to put this here, just like that. And then for our tag, now this is a retired punch. But here we go. I'm going to put some glue here. And I'm going to make sure that I just put it on this side of the tag. I don't want to put it on both because then I'll close my little baggie. And then if I close it, we've just made a little boo-boo. And I'm going to put some glue on this side, and I'm going to finish it off here, just like that. And I can press down, and I'm just going to close my glue just like that. And on the other page, I'm going to show you what I did with this. Really cool. Perfect. And when I open it, it opens to like a little 3D box, which I absolutely love. And you can put in here, let's say, a movie ticket stub, or you take a picture, you put it on a little tag guy, and then you can drop it in there. Or if you have your picture and maybe you just want a tag sticking out and you can still open it, you went to the movies, or you went to a restaurant and you took a picture of the menu, you put a picture in there, it would be really, really cute. I'm going to put a little tag guy here because I like that idea. And I'll come back to it and add something. So I'm going to use, I also have this retired ribbon right here, which I absolutely love. Let's see if I can get it through the hole. If not, I might need to change my ribbon choice. Yeah, I got it. And I'm going to leave it a little bit longer so that it sticks out from the top, right? Now, because it is long, right, and I want it like this, I can get some twine, and I am wondering what I did with my other twine that I had, because I have some thick ones, and I just want my, let's see, where did I put that twine? Y'all, I have a mess in my craft room, and there's just things everywhere. I need to get in here and organize because it's gotten to the point where I just don't know where anything is. But I saw it here yesterday, the day before. I don't remember now what I did with it. And I really, really want to use that twine. I'm thinking, oh, I found it. See, I was crafting with my mom last weekend too, and I took some stuff to her house, and I haven't unpacked yet. So this is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack, Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to use the Very Vanilla. Here we go. And I'm going to wrap it up over here. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot to secure that green ribbon. Just like this. So if you have any retired product, this is a good place to use it. So I've got my little tag guy, and I can decide later what it is that I want to do. But this can say something about whatever picture I put down here. And again, it's a little bag. and it creates something cute. And then it's another ribbon that I have sticking up, and I've got some ribbon sticking out from the side over here, and my little butterflies are getting all entangled. But yeah, so I hope you are all enjoying this junk journal making. It takes a while, but I think once you get into it, just the ideas just flow very, very well. And you can combine things and whatnot. So, all right, so we are going to change up our paper because I've done quite a few with this motif, this paper here. Probably just need to secure that a little bit in there. And I'm going to change to use some of our Nature's Sweetness paper. So I'm gonna change some hues here, and we're gonna go not so much of the gold, but maybe that pebbled path. This piece right here seems really good to use. And let's see, maybe some of like these grid lines, because then I can still incorporate some of this paper, which goes well with that Nature's Sweetness. And that's what I want to lean towards. So, you know, just going from one paper pack to the other. I love this paper with the splatter. Don't worry about your pages being wrinkled. As you add, that will go away, and as the glue dries, it's gonna go away. So you don't need to worry about that. But I want to show you how I did this little flip guy over here, using that part of the paper bag, and I'll show you how I did these pockets. So we're going to get to that in this next page. So again, let's see, because I'm liking some of this paper. I don't want to use too much of it. So I'm thinking maybe 3 or 2.5, maybe 2. Keep changing my mind here. 2 by an 1/8, because I want top to bottom. You don't have to do top to bottom. It's just a choice. And let's do, let's see, about 1 inch, maybe. So I've got an idea. So we're gonna do 3 inches of this one. And we're gonna do 7. And I'll show you what I do again. Don't throw these away. And the back of this paper is really, really pretty too. So we're gonna go here. Remember those sides, really, really important. And we're just gonna go to the edge. To the edge. then for this guy, we're gonna come up here, but I'm going to make it like a banner, right? So I've got a handy dandy pencil, and I don't remember what I cut this at. It was 3 inches. So we're gonna go 1.5, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do right now. That's just gonna be my starting line, that 1.5 inch, which is the middle. And I'm gonna go up, and then from the side, I'm going to go to that middle point. I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna go to this middle point, and I've just created a little banner. Now again, I can use these as well later. So I'm gonna put some glue here. And I'm going to just flush it with that gray one. And now I've created just a little banner look on here. Now again, this starts to become thick, so don't worry about that. And I have some other type of what we call ephemera. I just have stickers and little pieces of paper that I've purchased online that I can use with my junk journaling. And so these are just some stickers that I purchased online. They are not Stampin' Up. I would love for Stampin' Up to bring some stickers. Maybe they will, hopefully. And I'm just gonna place these here, and they go with the colors that we are using. And again, we can add a picture here, we can add a journaling page, we can just add a simple tag as well. I'm not going to add anything just yet. Again, not sure what I'm going to do with the journal, but let me show you now what I did with the leftover paper bag. So this is the part that I cut from the top of this little paper bag right here, right? And I'm going to fill that up with something, and then we're going to leave our tag there. But for this side, and I will most probably use a different type. Let's see, not too cool on that side. We'll probably do more of this one. So what I did was I got my scissors and I cut, let's see, I want this frilly part up on the top, right? So where that crease is, I just went a little bit further in because I don't want the paper to be bent due to the crease. And then I turned it over, I came on this side, and again, just a little bit more inside so that I don't get the crease from there. Now this you don't have to throw away. This you can also use as a mechanism, and I'm going to show you my mechanism that I'm going to use. So this right here is going to create a flap. I can also use this one to create two more, another flap if I want to, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will show you. Now for that other one, I used it like this, and my tags went sideways, but I'm thinking I may use it like this, and I can use it as a cascading for some pictures, or even I may just use it like this, where you can pull it down and we can cascade some picture pockets. I'll show you how we do that. So I'm going to, I'm going to put this right over here. And I used an envelope. Now these are mini envelopes, and I'm just going to close it. So I've got to lick it and close it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. So this envelope is about 5 1/8. So I'm going to do 2.5, and here we go, and 1/16. Sorry. So we've got 2 pieces right here. I'm going to do another one. So we're sealing the envelope, but we are cutting it. Let's see. 5, 2.5, and that 1/16. And now these create little pockets. So we would put glue on this side to create that little pocket. Pretty cool, right? All right, so this envelope, this piece is going to go here. I want it cascading, so this piece is going to go here, and maybe a little bit further in. Yeah, maybe a little bit further in, so that this one is going to go here, and then we have another envelope that comes out from here, and then this flappy dude is going to come, and then we can just kind of open, if you get what I'm saying. I'll show you. All right, so my first thing is I need to secure this mechanism right here. So I'm going to use some glue. And this is something that I just discovered while I had my ladies here in class. And they were like, oh my gosh, how cool. So they took pictures and they were going to do it at home. So we want this flap up. Probably gonna flip it so that I have that same spiky portion up here, but we want this part up. This is going to serve as our little floppy dude. So here we go. So we're putting our mechanisms first, and it's going to go right here. So these guys, I'm not going to put it all the way to the tip because we're going to decorate this piece and we need to leave some wiggle room, right? So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on our envelope dude. And we're going to put him right here. And I almost forgot. I am going to use my 3/4 hole punch, and I could have done this before, but I'm going to punch so that I create a little tab here. So I'm going to do this with this guy before I glue him down. And I'm going to do it with the other one as well before I glue it down. And I'm only going to use 3, but I can keep this 4th one for anything else. So don't want to throw that away either. So if you look here, we've got this first guy right here. I'm going to put this one right here. So just very, very tiny amount of glue because you don't have such a big space. And then this one can be flushed because it's not going to interrupt with anything else. So it'll cascade just like that. And then this guy is going to be sticking out a little bit more. And this one, we're kind of just going to gauge right here, where it's almost like the same amount of space between each of those guys, just like that. And then here is our little fold. Okay, so I'm gonna put this like this, and then I can open it, and then it can hold pictures or anything else, and then we'll put a tag on here too. So I'm going to line this with some paper. So I think we're going to use this one again, maybe. I'm thinking maybe something like this, and we can put our cascading guys right over here, something like this, maybe. But I also like this dude. But it is very busy. Maybe I'll flip it to this side. Yep, I think I like this side, and it goes a lot better with this tone of paper. So I'm going to do whole sheet. So that was, what was it again? 5, I keep measuring, 5.5. Yep, it's 5.5. So we're going to do 5.25. We're going to do 5.25. And then it's 8.25. So we're going to do 8. Let's see. Yep. Perfect. I'll put this guy here. And I dropped paper. My little butterflies kept getting stuck on my class mat. All right, so we're gonna glue this down. And again, we don't want it too close to the edge over here, because as you close your journal, that paper will wrinkle in, and then you'll always have like that type of sound. I don't even know if I did it right. All right, I've got glue all over my hands. And then this will be the last page that we work on, and I will do a part 2 and stuff like that. So we're gonna put this probably towards the bottom so that it gives us room for our pictures and if we want anything sticking out. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. Now, if you don't like those little frills on the side, you can cut them off, just very to the corner. Then this guy is going to be stuck on. He doesn't come up anyway, so we can put glue on him too. All right, so we're gonna go right here. Perfect. And I will decorate these other guys too. Let's see. I think that's a good paper. It matches here. And yeah. Let's see. And this one, I'm just going to cut across this line down. I messed it. This line down here. So because I'm following the line, I'm just using my scissors. And it is perfect for it. Yeah. Now, for those that attended my class today, they got enough supplies to continue finishing their journal. Gave them lots and lots of paper. I gave them the Perennial Lavender paper, the Nature's Sweetness paper. They also got a spool of the Lagoon ribbon. They got some paper clips. They got some sponge daubers. I gave them some butterflies so that they could decorate their thing. I gave them some doilies, these little wooden pieces, some stickers, some other vintage looking paper. So they got all the materials to complete their journal. But you can use whatever you have. So for this one, I am going to use my mini stapler to staple him, just like that. And that little, let's see, I might have put him back, I don't remember. But we can use this guy right here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and sponge daub him in Lost Lagoon. And this just helps him stick out. And you can go as far in as you want. And then we're just gonna glue it. You will need lots of glue. We're gonna put that there. And then that just creates our little flap. And then we can add our little pictures there. And we can decorate these guys too. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. I can just do a certain part of it. But let me see. So 3.5. I'm gonna go by here. 3.5 by 2. So 3.5 by 2. too. This is a little bit longer, but we are using everything. I'm just going to go about 1/8. About 1/8. And then let's see what other, trying to see what other paper do I want to use. Oh, sugar plum fairies. That didn't work out. Let's do this one. So we're going to bring this guy back. And this one will go here on the bottom. Just like this. We're going to pull him down. And this one's going to go like this right here. And this one will go right here. So I will have my little cascading thing. And just so that you can see it, I'm just going to put these tags here so that you can kind of get an idea. But this guy will go like this. I can put a picture, it could be a pocket. You could put tags if you want to as well. But this will be one pocket that cascades down. This will be another pocket that cascades down. And then this one is stuck right here. So you can just put pictures, or you can leave it with tags if you want to. So again, because we're going to stop here, and then I will do more parts to it later on, another day. But you see how it starts to get thicker. So there may be some pages where you just want flat and not such bulky, because like I said, it will start to get very thick. So this is the front part of my journal. I still don't have any words. I'll decide that later on. Here we have a tag with some ribbon. We can put a picture on there. Here we have this guy, and this guy is here temporarily. I'll also put a picture in here too. This little baggie that opens up. And then this guy right here that also kind of cascades, and I just put some tags on there. This is the part that we did. I created another little baggie right here that pops out, and I just put a tag in there for right now. We can add pictures and stuff later. And then this page that we did with these cascading little dudes. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this version of Junk Journal class. And I will have a second class where we may add some other stuff to it. I can always do to-go classes, and they will have a fee plus a shipping fee. So if you are interested, you can drop me a comment below. And it is shipping in the US, just because shipping outside of the US, it's just going to be way too much money that I would hate for you to spend But again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you all enjoyed. Bye. I don't remember.